Chase, hey, congratulations. You have a quite busy month.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. It's been a crazy month for sure.
I know it's I guess when it rains it pours in terms of a career move here, but it you have both Wolfpack and Chang Can Dunk. I mean, that's pretty exciting for you.
Yeah, no, it's been crazy week. It's weird because I shot Chang Can Dunk in 2021 in September of 2021. It took a while to just kind of go through the matrix of the streaming platform, but yeah, it's kind of crazy timing that they both kind of came out at like the exact same time, which is nuts. But yeah, it's been very just thankful for everything. Wolfpack has been amazing. Chang Can Dunk's been amazing. It's can't complain.
Well, let me start with Chang Can Dunk because I know Wolfpack just concluded its season, but Chang Can Dunk it's been out for a week now. So let's talk about that. What initially drew you to that? Because that was filmed before Wolfpack, right?
Yeah. So basically, funny story about Chang and Dunk is I remember reading the script for the first time, or no, I read the breakdown. So like when we go out for an audition, right? You get a breakdown, you get some like basically a small plot line of the story, some of the character. And I was like, I didn't really think too much of it. I ended up getting a call back like 2 months after I had taped for it, so it had been very long. Usually, if it goes even past about a month, you kind of just are like, that is not a job that is likely on the table still. But yeah, they called me back and oh man, where was I going with this? Uh, oh my gosh, I just completely lost my train of thought. But yeah, Chang. Basically, I remember got sent the script in September, so this was now I taped for it in July. Now it's September. Read the script, was totally blown away. Totally like it's all on the page. It really is because when I just saw the movie, obviously I really wasn't pleased with the outcome. But I told Jingy Shao, the director, I was like, dude, if we make a bad movie, like it's our fault. Like it's like the execution basically of like adapting this into a film because the script was like seriously like brilliant. I thought so well written. Like I just think Jingy Shao, to get the director of Chang Can Dunk, is a straight up visionary and a guy who like is just I really respect, and I think he's like gonna be in this industry for a very long time. I just super grateful to be a part of his creative vision, and it was an amazing experience. Totally like found my craft there. We shot in Connecticut. Ended up giving you a very long answer to this, but yeah, it was all. I definitely am grateful that I had that before Wolfpack too, because Wolfpack had a lot more stretch, and I got to, it all just turned out great. But yeah, Chang was an incredible experience. And anyways, what I was saying at the beginning is the script. That was the first time I knew we were onto something basically, where I was like, okay, this is like seriously good. You know what I mean? Because when you read it, you're like Disney Plus coming of age movie. It's very easy to be like, oh, this is gonna be like a corny little like cheesy whatever. But yeah, wasn't that, which was good.
Was playing basketball a requirement for you to take the project?
It definitely was something that helped because I'd played basketball a lot when I was younger. So, like I said, that like 2 month jump between July and September for the callback, for the initial callback. When they had sent that too, and I'd read the script, they'd been like, "Oh, can you like put yourself on tape playing basketball?" So I did that as well. Yeah, I definitely think that did help because I was really good at basketball when I was younger before I got into acting and got into theater and all that stuff. So I do think that helped a little bit too. But yeah, I just have only good things to say about Chang and Dunk. It was such an amazing experience, and the cast is just so brilliant and such just good people. And the same thing with Wolfpack too, man. Maybe I'm just like I gotta go buy a scratcher ticket or something because I'm just like fucking. Oh my gosh! Oh my god, my publicist is gonna hate me. I feel very lucky. Sorry, I did not mean to curse.
You are all good. This is online,
Um.
so
Okay. Sorry about that.
it's always funny is because when we publish these online interviews, I guess like especially for YouTube, cursing is not allowed during the first 10 seconds of the video. That's how it works.
It's such an odd like thing to have. Only through the 10 seconds. Like interesting. I wonder like how that was even made.
I think it's like how the software detects like cursing or something like.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So, so truthfully, you can dunk, right?
Yeah, I actually can, truthfully.
Oh, okay. So no tricks, no trampoline, no nothing in this.
No trampoline. Okay, there's a dunk we do in the movie that I can't do in real life. The windmill dunk that we do in gym class, the very beginning of Chang Can Dunk, I can't do that in real life. I jumped off a trampoline for that. That's a very difficult dunk. So there's definitely stuff that is exaggerated in the movie for sure. But yeah, even in my tape that I sent in the basketball tape, some video of me dunking, which was some fun. And Bloom Lee, the lead of the movie, actually got really close to actually dunking it too, which is crazy because to do that at 5'8" is like just very difficult. Like very difficult for anybody, even if you like hit the genetic lottery. And he was getting really close. I remember we were in the park. I didn't see him for a couple months after we wrapped, and we were in Koreatown, going to just meet up to play some basketball. We just missed each other. And we're like, "Yo, where you at?" And then we were both in the area, and I was throwing him some lobs, and yeah, he almost was there. I think he might even be there now. I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to talk to Bloom and see how close he is on that dunking process himself. But
It
yeah.
sounds like you guys did some chemistry development through this project, then,
Yeah,
including.
yeah, they put us out there like a month before we started shooting to just train basketball, right? So we didn't look like complete idiots. Um, but yeah, and it was great. Connor Barth, the guy that trained us, is a total G. He's like literally one of the best dunkers in the world. Like it's like if you look him up online, it's crazy. But yeah, so we got to bond for sure. It was amazing. And being out in Connecticut in the fall time, man, like sometimes stuff is just that simple. And the fall weather was super beautiful, and that definitely added to just the amazingness to the project. But yeah, yeah. Me and Bloom definitely got to bond early on, which was awesome experience.
Oh, well, how do you feel about playing of like I want to say the antagonist, the villain in its own
Yeah,
way in a film like this? I mean, do you always do you somehow like feel kind of guilty playing these type of characters?
I think there's gonna be a day where I play like a character that I like can't even empathize with like at all, and I'll feel like legitimately guilty. Because like I think you can't find the human in him at all. It's like kind of hard to justify anything. Because I think with the Matt and Baron too, the two characters that I have played who are definitely like villains or antagonists or like we kind of realize in both the things, they're both very different, but in the Disney movie, it's yeah, they're all like flawed individuals, and even though Matt he takes it overboard and he is a bit cruel at times, and it's I mean, truthfully, no, just because I think it's sometimes the actor's job to like find the human. It's kind of like a thing where like a villain doesn't think they're a villain. You know what I mean? A villain thinks they're the good guy doing. You know what I mean? So it's like a if you're a villain and you're like, oh, I'm so wrong for this, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that would maybe seep into the performance. You almost have to like trick yourself maybe into like being like, wait, I think this is a good, even if maybe morally you don't actually think that. Um, but yeah, it's playing the villain's fun because you always have stuff to like. It's always I don't know like it's just fun. Like playing the antagonist. I've done a lot of theater too, and I played I played Troy Bolton in High School Musical, the theater play, and then I did Jack and Lord of the Flies, and I remember I did those like back to back, and I was like, wow, I totally enjoy playing the antagonist way more because there's just the protagonist sometimes they have to like push the plot forward, and sometimes when you're playing other pieces to that puzzle, you can be there and just kind of push the forward along in a different way than the protagonist is doing. But anyways, it's I like it. I know I kind of have this thing going on where I'm playing like all these antagonists. I'm playing kind of an antagonist in this other movie coming up that I did, which brings me to you, and then Honor Student, this other indie film. So it's kind of like all I've played so far, in Hollywood, all different versions of them, which I kind of I like again, like I'm not complaining, like really, like I'm really not complaining. I kind of like it to be honest. Um, little Evan Peters vibes, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
If you're in the industry long enough, eventually you have to be the hero of the film.
Yeah, come on, make me a good guy at some point. Yeah, no, definitely at some point for sure. For sure.
So in Chang Can Dunk, was it a movie trick on the head shave?
No, that was not a movie trick. That was a one take wonder. They just got the shaver's bloom. It's all very quick. It wasn't, and we knew it was coming up. Everybody knew because we only get one take. You know what I mean? Like you can't regrow that hair back. So it's like, yeah, totally real, totally real.
So the hair you have now, it's all grown back since then.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all grown back. It's actually grown back like so much. I've gotten to like I had it grow back to basically like this length, got it cut, and then like it grew back, and then I shot Wolfpack. So it's grown back super fast actually. But yeah, that's basically so he shaved through my head, and then I think he did like another streak or two, and then I went straight to the trailer and then just got the hair completely buzzed because it was super like blotchy, obviously, if somebody just runs like a couple lines through your head. But yeah, that was all it was all real. Yeah, and Bloom shaved his head too. Bloom actually had a wig on, I think, a lot of the movie because he had just started it with a shaved head and then they just put hair on him or something. It was I don't exactly remember, but I'm pretty sure that's like how it went down. But really interesting kind of movie tricks they do sometimes. And then other times they don't, like me, where they're just like, yeah, bro, we're like shaving your head. Which like I'm kind of trying to think like, is there a way you can get around that? I don't know if you can. I think that's just something you gotta like if that's in the script, like you kind of just gotta swallow it, whoever is shaving the head. But I'm sure there's some kind of cap you can throw on and shave
Yeah.
the head. I mean, I'm sure they have everything.
Well, I'm glad you're the type of person who does it for the art. That's
Oh yeah, of course. I would never put a cap on. Of course not. Of course not.
so after Chang Can Dunk, you immediately got the call for Wolfpack, or you had to like go through the audition process because Wolfpack is a pretty big project because it's a series for Paramount Plus.
Yeah. So interesting story. So basically I did Chang, finished Chang in like mid-December, and then basically auditioned uh for a while or for at least a couple months. And then I was actually up for Wolfpack. It's a long story. I'm not going to tell you all of it right now, but basically I was up to play Harlan and Everett, if you've seen Wolfpack.
Yeah.
So those like the two main characters, and I actually didn't get either of them. I was up to play both. And I didn't get either of them, but I didn't know at the time that Jeff had like liked my performance and it ended up like writing me as the villain basically, which was like an amazing, kind of side plot line that I had no idea was even going on at the time. But yeah, there was actually probably like a 6 to 7 month window where I was just completely back in the audition stream. And then I got to know about Wolfpack a couple months before I got to go out to train because I was like, yo, I gotta get in the gym. Crazy. I was not like I was just basically like I gotta go eat, hit the gym like now. So that was like what I was doing. And then Jeff wanted me to get super pale. He's like, you haven't seen the sun your entire life. So I'm like, it's like super hot in LA, like record breaking heat. It's like 110, 115 degrees out, like ridiculous. Like just in like mid August or something. I don't even, and I just was basically just like hobbling away in my room all day. I would just get everything done in the morning. And then by like 9 a.m., I'd just go into my room and just get no sunlight so I could be completely pale to play Baron, basically. That also helps too, when people, it's like a thing where like you feel into character and then you get into the wardrobe and you really feel into like all of a sudden it's like totally transported you into a completely different headspace. Almost the same thing as prepare. I know Christian Bale takes it to the extremes and really will alter his body to go into certain roles, but same thing with like I'd noticed that like hobbling away and kind of like I don't consider that methody, but just like taking certain aspects and devoting more of your mind to it, it just will lend to maybe better work. But I'm unsure. I that's acting theory, I guess. But anyways, but yeah, there was a time gap. It was good. The audition matrix with the Wolfpack. It was just crazy because I was up for certain roles that I didn't end up getting, and then I ended up getting Baron. So it all worked out in the end. It all worked out in the end. I think it worked out perfectly. I wouldn't have it any other way. So
Wow, you do crazy sacrifices for your roles.
I mean, you know what? Maybe I don't even know if it sounds like that. Maybe it does. It really wasn't. I don't know. When I'm 20, I don't go to school, so like when I get these roles or I get these opportunities, like I just kind of like I got nothing. Like I don't really got much else to do except like put everything into them. So and it just makes it more fun that way, more enriching and everything. And like Jeff's material, he gave me so much, the creator of the show, so much backs for so much everything, so much context and layers that it just made everything like I don't know if easy is the right word, but just super fun, like super fun. Especially when you know like there's such a creative vision behind it, and there's some guy like there's somebody who really is trying to tell the story across, and you kind of see eye to eye. I think I've realized that that's a big part of the casting process too, is it's not as much as like, okay, who can like say the lines right, who can like play this role perfectly. It's more like, yes, the playing the role is a big part, but it's more like who understands the vision. And then I think it's why like directors like to work with actors back to back to back, because they both understand like what they're trying to do. They're like, oh, I have this idea. Like you get they just get it, you know. And I think Jeff got a ton of people together that just got it, and really just crazy fun experience. And I hope people like the show. And it seems the feedback has been has been very positive, actually, at least, you know, these last couple episodes and stuff. But it's an absolute blast to shoot. And yeah, that's at that point, like, you know, my job's over, and I hope people enjoy, and then, you know, that's all I can do, I guess.
Well, your job may not be over depending on the second season. I heard the
Yeah.
writer room is open, but we will see. But in the case of fitness and movie magic once again, I I mean, in a sense, you look great naked. But was that movie
Yeah,
magic, or
yeah.
was that you really hitting the gym hard?
Oh, do you think is the question of like was it CGI or was it
Yeah,
like
yeah,
all?
physicality and stuff.
Yeah, no, none of that was altered. I just had to hit the gym like very violently for like 2, 3 months, which I wish I had more time, to be honest. The only regret I have is that I wish I was like in the gym like for years and years before that. But which I kind of was. I was very spotty on and off. So I'd probably tell people like, oh yeah, like that's like a 2 month transformation. Totally misleading. I had really been lifting for like a decade, basically. I've been lifting like since I was a little kid. So yeah, and on top of that, the entire cast, it's like a ton of other people. Like we were all, and that's the brilliant part about being there, is we were all just pushing each other. We're all just in the gym all the time. Like we'd like rap and be like, yo, let's go like get a lift in. And there's like a gym on set too. Like Tyler, Rayner, me, Zach, Armani, we would all just be in there just pumping iron, basically, like in between takes, all that shit. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, no, I don't know if anybody got like, I know, I don't think all the physiques on the show are legit. I don't think anybody got any altering CG or anything like I don't even know what it's I'm trying to come up with the word that they use for that. I'm not sure. But yeah, all this stuff was gym and dieting a lot, not eating water certain or not drinking water certain days. But yeah, it was all just, I think if we do season two, oh my God, the transformations are gonna be insane. They're gonna be insane. Um
I
but
feel I feel like all of you guys are going through the Jonathan Majors route of being fit all the time.
yeah, that's kind of like what I mean. It's not even like I see guys like that and him and Michael B. Jordan, and they're definitely like huge inspirations. I don't even know if I have like this like crazy ideal of like just wanting to be fit all the time. I guess it's mainly because I've never been this much into it, and I definitely acknowledge that most of it's because of Wolfpack, and because like I'm like, oh shit, like if I'm on camera, you know, in a couple months potentially, like I'm gonna want to look like I'm this character. So I should probably be in the gym. And I know everyone else is too, and it's just it's great. I love it. I love the competitive environment. That's what I love about Hollywood too. I love how it's so competitive. Some people use that to shy away, and others use that to lean into. And no, I think it's a lot of fun. It creates for a friggin' awesome environment. Super, a lot of great energy.
Now, with all the episodes out for our Wolfpack, is it a relief that now you could actually talk about? Because I know at a red carpet, my colleague interviewed you on the red carpet, and you can't say a single word about anything.
Yeah. I was told to. I mean, and if you kind of see the series, you kind of understand why. Because I don't even come until episode 5, and when I do, it really, you know, a lot of it's pretty plot sensitive. But yeah, it is a relief now that I get to talk about it. It's not as stressful too, because you know when you're told to like, you kind of zip it on this basically everything that involves your character because you don't want to spoil the series. You know, definitely makes things nicer. Like we get to have this right now. We get to talk
Yeah.
and talk about Wolfpack and all that good stuff. But yeah, definitely nice to not have those like what are they? I don't even know. Like bans on what I could say or what I cannot say. It's definitely
Embargoes, yeah.
yes, embargoes. So
So what? So now I know you definitely have watched the season ending. What do you think of it, and where do you expect Baron to go after this? Hopefully,
I think it's
because
great.
season two hasn't been written yet, obviously.
Yeah. I think it's great. Jeff's a genius, amazing director, amazing writer. So I love that. And from where it goes, I honestly don't know, right? So I guess this is all just pure speculation, but I do know that it does take place, I think 72 hours. God, I'm probably not supposed to say this, but it does take place. I don't think there's not like a crazy time leap. At least that's what I've maybe been told. So it which makes sense because the stuff that we're left with is very like the cliffhangers are all like, whoa, like what's happening like right now. So I don't know. Like I said, it's all pure speculation with Baron truly, but I think what's gonna really happen is Baron is, has sinned a bit, has done some things that he might have to atone for. So I think he might be, coming to like, especially because like when the wolf is inside and it, or the wolf takes over, I kind of black out, like I can't control it. So I think there's that aspect of him too, almost where it's like split personality disorder. I mean, what if like you just like go dark a couple hours like every night and you just like all of a sudden you're just like killing people in this like ravaged state of like primal rage. So I'm really not sure. I don't want to like just be misleading because I have no clue, but I think there's going to be so much crazy really human aspects of it too if it ends up all getting made and everything and because with the investigation coming in, with the FBI coming in, I think they might are all of our characters that we, have grown to like and followed. I think are all going to have to maybe get together and cover a massive crime up and also unravel a lot crazier shit than that. But I mean, that on the surface level of them being like teenagers in high school of like, whoa, we are like in deep into this like 18 body, crazy homicide kill streak. But yeah, I'm not sure. That was a very long way of saying I'm not sure, but yeah, we'll see. I know Jeff is cooking something brilliant, so I have my trust in him, and I don't think he'll let us down for sure.
So how impressed was seeing your werewolf form in the series? I wasn't sure if you saw it during the production or you saw it like final on on streaming or something.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't see really the final version until it was like on screen, but I did get to see Stephen Benjamin, absolute legend. He's a guy that was a CGI representative on Wolfpack. He would give me updates of like what the wolf looked like and stuff, which was super cool. And there was like this big bust. You can see it in some photos too that like the page will post sometimes, like the main Wolfpack page of like this big like bear they use for like balls and charts for like CGI reference. So they would like take it in and like put it in the shot and then take it out. But it was like this bust of like the wolf, and it was had to been like a couple feet tall, a couple feet wide. So I got to see those, which were really cool to just see kind of like a visual representation of like what you're kind of playing. Because yeah. So that was super cool, and they did give me an insight. But yeah, the once I saw the episodes and on Paramount Plus, the final product, it was really cool to see how it all came out. And man, I honestly thought it looked really, really cool, pretty badass. But yeah, it's all very amazing. It's so cool. It's so collaborative. Like I get to work with guys like Steven, and then I get to see, kind of the end product and everything. It's and kind of see how it develops, but it's all, yeah, I really like the design and how snatched he was. He was so aesthetic. He had such like a small waist too. But yeah, the just a good time all around for sure. And I'm very grateful that they let me show that they let me see what the wolf looked like as it was developing and come together.
That is awesome. I mean, I know you talk about the ensemble cast there, but we have to mention just because of Sarah Michelle Gellar is such an iconic actress since Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which I thought she would ever just go to Buffy mode in the series. But what was it like acting against somebody like that?
it's just amazing because she has so much like knowledge and wisdom of the craft and everything that like basically this industry and this show kind of entails. It's just like I'm just one of those lucky recipients of like her, knowledge and her greatness, and she's just just an awesome human being and very like willing and almost like not even willing, almost like proactive to like relay and to like almost like nurture some of the cast basically. But it's particularly like the younger cast. Um, she's almost like taken like a motherly type role. I'm almost like realizing in real time because I know it's what people refer to her as now as like mother, but she really did take like kind of a motherly like role, especially on Wolfpack. But yeah, just amazing. She's brilliant in every regard, and yeah, I was so lucky that she's on the project. And, I don't know how much spoilers we can say, but like, obviously there's some very fun plot stuff as well. I mean, think about it. Were people really like they thought they were gonna bring back Sarah and not make her like an awesome character? Like she yeah, her character too, man. That she's got some really fun. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I think season 2 could almost be like, oh man, that's just gonna be nuts.
I know it's always fun because I go on Twitter. I have a lot of people talk about Wolfpack, and I see somebody on Twitter keeps on talking about Wolfpack all the time, and it just dawned on me it's Rob, your father. He's like the your number one cheerleader on.
Yeah, he is. No, he is. My dad's super vocal about the support. Yeah, it's heck, I guess I'm just grateful for it, right? More advertising. It just happens to be from like my own kin. But yeah, it's yeah, my dad is very vocal about it, which is amazing though, because I don't know, more eyeballs, hopefully, more people hearing about it. But yeah, the seeing Twitter after those episodes is such a fun like journey of just like looking up Wolfpack series and then just like reading people's like just literally like just like straight up thoughts, right? So for better or for worse, but we're lucky, man. I mean, everyone seems really, obviously there's hate everywhere, but like it seems like people, are very fun. It's a very like fan servicey show too. Not fan servicey, maybe that's the wrong word, but it's very, I like to think it as like a guilty pleasure show. Like it hits on a lot of the, I don't know. I don't even know. It's just and then it's fun. It's supernatural. It's teenagers. They're solving mysteries. They're fighting crime. They're, hunting werewolves. Like, how can you not love it? Sarah Michelle Gellar, Rodrigo Santoro as well. Man, that guy is brilliant. Truly like craft warping co-star to work with. Like I learned so much from Rodrigo working with him for like such a short amount of time. It's actually insane. So I just think he's an incredible actor too. He's just an amazing mentor as well to me and all the other me Tyler, Zach. He always would be just helping us along and coaching us and kind of just like nurturing, and it's just I don't know how this even happened, but it's called Wolfpack, but it very much is like a pack of everyone too in real life, and everyone was just kind of like looking out for each other. But yeah, that's a long-winded answer.
No, you're all good. You're all good. And one more thing I'm actually curious is how did you get your start in an interest into this business? I mean, I know your dad is very well known in comics and all this kind of stuff, but you took it on your own into this part of the industry instead.
Sure, yeah. Where did it even start? Actually, technically started at a Comic-Con. Funny enough, I was actually just introduced to another actor, and me and him ended up becoming friends, and getting to know each other. And I was like, yo, maybe like I was a freshman in high school, just starting freshman year. I was like kind of done with sports. I just didn't love sports. I was kind of like looking for like something that I like really could like sink my teeth into. Like, be careful what you wish for, because the most like ceilingless hobby of all time was like about to enter my paradigm, which was theater and acting. So I basically just started doing a ton of theater. Just I got so obsessed. At the beginning, I'm like, oh, I only want to like screen act. And then you do a little theater and you're like, oh wait, but fuck, like, or I screw that. I just want to do theater. And that's kind of like what I was doing. And over like kind of throughout high school for the 4 years of high school. even though I got slammed as like the COVID year. So like I only really went to like March of my junior year, and then COVID happened, and then I kind of just like high school was over. But there's basically theater in between all that, and then by then I was already, kind of going out for the auditions, doing screen. But yeah, just a lot of theater, and a good amount of acting classes, and a ton of amazing people. But and
And
manga, all this stuff. This stuff is really what
yeah,
inspired everything. Is the anime mainly, and also obviously movies, TV shows. I actually started this last thing. I started all this, and one of my main inspirations was to get on a teenage drama. Technically, I'm like living my 15-year-old's actual dream, because when I started, I watched Riverdale, and Riverdale, for some reason, I don't know why, like that show was the show that like pushed me over the edge and be like, you know what, I want to act. I really liked KJ Appa too. I thought KJ Appa was such an interesting actor. I was pretty inspired by him. I was like, you know what? Like, boom. I'm like, let's do this thing. And like, I just need to get on a teenage drama. That was like always like the gold standard. But times change, things that you want change. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Being on a teenage drama is amazing. I love it. It's wonderful. But yeah, that's kind of how it all started, man. Self tapes and theater.
wow. And
Yeah.
and as we can see, comics is still in your blood.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I got. This is only like a little part of my room. I got a lot. I got a very nerdy, very, very. I don't even. Well, we'll save it for another time. But yeah, it's very nerdy in here. It's very, very nerdy.
It's a it's an absolute pleasure, Chase, as
Hey,
speaking to you, and hopefully down the road, you'll make a father proud and get into a Deadpool movie or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That would be hilarious to me. I don't know why.
No, that would be so full circle and very meta for sure. And thanks for having me on, dude. Seriously, it's been a blast.
Hey, it's a pleasure, and I know I'm pretty sure that your publicist will have me talk to you many more times down the road. We'll share more stories.
Awesome, awesome. I'm ready. All right. Hey,
Yeah.
thank you, man.